Check this thing out right here. You guys know what this is? Give you one guess in the comment section down below. What is this thing? Interesting conglomeration. We're about to install this component right here on this 2007 Chevrolet Silverado with a Whipple supercharger. Starting the engine. Yep, that's right. We're pulling in the Whipple charged 5.3 Tahoe back into the shop today. We saw this truck yesterday in a video, and I used it as an anchor to winch out a broken bumper. Locking tabs on this thing and then give it a tug. And folks were like, hey, more supercharged Tahoe. So you guys asked in the comment section, and I will be delivering more content on said supercharged Tahoe. What this pump is, I hope you had enough time to put your guesses in the comment section. What this pump right here does is this is the auxiliary cooling system pump for the supercharger. The supercharger is actually liquid cooled, so it has a liquid to air intercooler up in front of the AC condenser, and the water pump for that unit has failed. Now, it's been replaced once before, but the problem is the replacement unit was of a different manufacturer, and the bracketry does not fit. So we contacted Whipple, and they can't source the bracket. I guess they changed manufacturers. So instead of using a zip tie or hose clamps or whatever we're using to hold that thing on, they just sent us another pump. So we're just going to change out this pump to match the bracket that's on the car, and then refill the cooling system, obviously, and then we should be good to go. So that is what we're doing today in this particular video, so stay tuned. This is going to be some good supercharged action. But before we begin, we have to pan to the right and pay the darling wife unit a little bit of attention, because she's out waiting patiently for our attention. My dear, what can I do for you?
I have a request.
She's nervous. I made her nervous again. You started. What is it, dear?
I have a few questions for you.
What is it?
I would like you to
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. You should see what happens when she tries to get in the car on the other side.
That's fun.
The 90s jokes never die. Yeah, let me pull this thing in. Will you run around and ask the fellas to flip that door open for me there? We're gonna pull this in, and then I'll be right with you, okay? Excellent. Yeah, we're gonna swing this bad boy in. I'm gonna do it on the alignment rack. I've got another Silverado in the middle stall over here, and it's big booty sticking out in the doorway. I don't want to try to jam this truck in between, so we're just going to put this on the 4-post and then go from there. So stay tuned, because this is going to be a very good supercharged 5.3 Tahoe repair video. Let us popping the hood in the German accent, even though this is not the German car, but we do have the German auto parts. I believe Bosch is a German company, I believe. We'll put that right there. So what we're looking for in here, not that bad unit. It's a nice bad unit, but that's not what we're looking for just yet. We need to peel off this front grille right here. Bust out an illuminator. That one there. Our little pump's right inside of there, and it's been rigged together because like I said, we already received a replacement pump, but it doesn't seem to fit the bracketry, so now we're installing that one. Oh, by the way, I made an intro on these Olights the other day, end of one of the videos, and I was having some technical difficulties because I didn't know how to use the own product that I sell, or my own product. And when I turned this thing on for demonstration purposes, the light was a little dim. I did not realize that if you hold the on button, it gets brighter. It's got 3 stages of brightness. Like, that's a lot of illuminators. The reason I like this one is it's got the laser beam, and we can use the laser to point things out in the future for future videos. It's also got a black light too for finding ultraviolet containing dye. Whoa, what is this right here? Okay, friggin' hurricane just showed up out of nowhere. All right, That's interesting. Oh, that smells so good. Smells so good. And we need it. Look at this. It's 93 degrees in here with the AC running. I mean, I realized the door's open, but we had to pull a car in. Engage surface of the sun mode now. Yeah, I like lights. Lights are good. No, it's got good airflow in here. Open it up. Yeah, let's get some of this nasty air out and let some of the nice smelling air in. Yeah, open that up and then point one of the fans outside to get us some circulation. Absolutely. Okay, so, sorry for that one, guys. Anyway, I'm back. So what we've got here, loud noises, Supercharged LS Tahoe. It's a Whipple charger on top of this bad unit. Passenger side intake, that remained factory. This thing has a secondary cooling system. So there's our overflow. See, coolant's a little bit low on it. I think we need to vacuum fill this or something to get all the air to purge out. But that's all aftermarket accessories. They run forward into this area right here. We already saw the pump, and then busting out my O-light again, shameless self-promotion. We can see right here, that guy, that is our intercooler. I know it's darker in color and hard to see, but we have our air-to-water intercooler right there. So I believe we need to pull off this front panel and probably the front bumper, or at least pull it back some to get some access to that pump so we can change it out again. So first things first, we're gonna pull these 4 fasteners out. They're 10 mil in size. We'll back these guys off. That's the top section of this grill business here. What, the sway bars are already off? What, are they broken? Let's get rid of these boys. Ah, well, how did I thread that back in? What was I thinking? These things, here, I know. Chevys come built in with their own parts tray. Yeah. Okay, so even though we have 2 different pieces here, they're connected to one single piece here. I think we got to pull these fasteners out as well. That one's cracked. Over torquing breaks things. To the parts tray with you. Maybe I can just lean this back and I don't have to actually go in and take the whole deal off. Probably, I mean, maybe, I think. Yeah, I have come up with a super clever solution to give me some working space, and that's the 2x4 method right here. So we just shove that thing in against the intercooler. There's a better view of our air to water intercooler. Stuck it right in front of the AC condenser, transcooler, radiator, all that good stuff, right up front where it needs to be. So what we need to do is cut the zip tie off of this thing. See, it's zip tied on somehow, some way. We're gonna cut that guy off and then figure out, I'm a little confused here, because this pump looks like it's the exact same-ish pump. How am I supposed to get this one on? It's the same pump. Hang on, we're calling the guy that owns the truck. You better answer, bro. Look, I can see myself in stereo. Hey, come on, man, pick up the phone. This is not acceptable. Because I think that the replacement pump that they sent me to fit the bracket that fits the old pump is the same pump as the pump that they originally sent to be the replacement, which doesn't work because we need the bracket for the Bosch pump. And the original pump was not a Bosch pump, but now they have a Bosch pump, but they can't give me a bracket for a Bosch pump. What is this? He didn't answer. Oh, this is highly agitating. So, I don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to have to make a bracket. That's what I'm gonna do. So, let's cut off the zip tie. I found my zip tie cutters in here. We're gonna cut that zip tie off, and I'm gonna use a boost pipe for a Duramax. Yeah, we're putting Duramax parts in it. I'm gonna use a boost pipe for a Duramax to make a new bracket. So there is our, I said boost pipe, I meant boost pipe clamp. We're gonna use this clamp for a Duramax to replace that clamp, which has been made into a bracket. It's basically the same thing. See, it's got there's our clamping mechanism right there. Got our band just like a hose clamp, but then this one has these two little tangs welded to it, which are affixed to this bracket right here, which is how this thing is mounted. So I'm actually gonna leave this pump in. That was our first replacement pump. We're gonna leave that one installed. If I can get the zip tie out. And I'm just gonna pull the bracket out of it, use this pump as a template to make a new bracket out of this clamp right here, and then we're gonna fix the new bracket. There we go. We'll fix the new bracket in position, and then we should be good to go. If I can get that hose clamp to come out, or zip tie. Yeah, we can't have zip ties holding supercharger parts together. Okay, so that guy is free and clear and loose and all that good stuff. Slip that out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna take off this bracket right here. I need two 13 mils. This whole assembly will come out, and then we can get it out here to work on it a little bit. I will not accept defeat on this just because we cannot get replacement parts. I'm not gonna do it. It's so remarkably frustrating to have the shrugged up hands, you know, that's the way it is conversation all the time. It's very frustrating. One of these days, the work ethic is gonna change, and customers won't be an inconvenience. They're gonna be a blessing. I consider my customers a blessing. The world goes around because of my customers. I don't know why companies feel the need to treat customers like they're a big inconvenience. It's very frustrating. Unclick. Is that thing turning in the back? Yep, sure is. Yeah, so right back there, behind this, that little stud business right there, that's rotating as well. I'll show you. See it turning in there? So we're not becoming loose, I don't think. Either that or Aaron put Loctite on this. That's Power Stroke Tech Talk with A-Rod. See his red sign over there? It's kind of far, I'll show you later. It's my Broham up in Michigan. In fact, I'm gonna go up to Detroit in a couple weeks here. Maybe try to beat the heat a little bit. You guys wanna come? We're going up to the D. I know that's not like a premier vacation spot, but hey, it's a change of scenery, right? All right, one of these is coming loose. So we're 50% disconnected. Still can't turn it. Bear with me, boys. This is agitating at best. Highly annoying. Okay. There's one of them units. I have an idea. So the manual ratchet seems to not be cutting it, right? Watch this. Take an impact. And I can't do that because there's no straight shot through the grill. Come on. Fail. Idea fail. Idea 3.0. Neutral drop it. That totally worked, and I dropped the fastener. Oh, there she is. Cool. Yeah, a little bit of impact action goes a long way. You gotta overcome the friction with some speed. There we go. So here's our bracket system here. Yeah, I just talked to Aaron, he called me back. I guess that's a Vistronic pump. Whipple has switched over to the Bosch pump, but you can only get the bracket if you buy the whole kit because I guess they source the parts differently. So I can't get this little bracket business here to fit the Bosch pump. They've only got them that fits nothing because they sent us the same pump. They were supposed to send us another Vistronic pump, but then they sent us another Bosch pump. I don't know what they're doing over there, but I'm gonna make maneuvers to remedy this situation. So basically all we need to do is fit this hose clamp somehow to this bracket, and then it will house the water pump, right? Makes sense? So I really don't know if I can pull this off or not, because I think these might be stainless. Yeah, these are stainless. I don't think I'm gonna be able to weld that. And I can try it. I'll cut this one off and do like a test weld on it, but I don't know if I can weld that. Anyway, let's get to the chopping part. I'm gonna leave these bolts bolted on, that way the spacing is good. And we're just gonna cut these tabs / brackets off. I think I wanna cut it off, not here. I'm gonna cut it off here. Loud noises. Well, I'm committed now. That's for certain. That's gonna go like so. Okay, need to do a little bit of bending. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna bend these down some. Ooh, I need to cut off the band. Yeah, that's gotta cut off. More loud noises. Cut it there, and we'll cut it right. Highly precise. So here, now, bend that down, get the right angle on everything. Everything's a hammer, except for this powder-coated bracket piece right here. Pliers, here we go. There. You know, I'm debating on whether to tell a story or not. See, over the past few years, I've had to fire a couple customers and invite them to find somewhere else to have their car worked on. And one would think, yeah, you're fired, get out of here. You think that's a moment of celebration, but it's actually quite upsetting. Gravity. I had to fire a customer for the 3rd time today. And not that I fired them more than once. They got fired the 3rd time because they didn't listen the first 2 times. And I wanted to kind of talk about that because I actually feel very bad when I have to tell somebody that I can't do any business with them. It's very disturbing to me because I know it's upsetting to hear and people don't like it. I think that's gonna work. But I wanna say that should I ever feel the need to fire you as a customer, I guarantee you 1,000%, it's not personal. I don't personally make those decisions. I do that based on the fact that whatever the situation is, it's not the right fit. Either there's an expectation that can't be met, or there is some other kind of underlying issue. For example, I've had customers that they pretended to be a customer, but what they wanted to do was enter into like a therapy session, or they wanted to talk, or they wanted to hang out and be friends and come over for dinner, things like that. And that's a relationship based on false pretenses. And once I discover that that occurs, I really have no choice but to not really do business with folks like that. So it's something I've noticed over the years, and like I said, I'm not thrilled to do it and I really don't like it, but there are those situations where we're just not compatible and this is not a good relationship and we need to pursue other avenues. And so basically, as I break up with you, I just want you guys to know that if it happens, I'm not doing it out of malice or because I don't like you. It's a business related thing, and I'm here to do business. This whole shop is about doing business. The Rainman merch company is about doing business, and even the YouTube channel is about doing a little bit of business. That's where I source a lot of my customers from, is from the YouTube land. And so it's a major tool in the business, and I have to treat it as such. So if we run into a situation somewhere, we mean me and a customer, or my wife and a customer, or any of my crew and a customer, and the decision gets made that we're not going to work with you, it's not personal. It's just that your way of doing business and mine are not compatible. And I just want to apologize to everybody from an emotional and from a human standpoint that I may or may not have fired you in the past, and I just I don't want to have any hard feelings because it does pain me inside to make those decisions. I don't like it. I don't like to be the bad news guy that, you know, has to tell someone to go away, because I know that that's hard to accept for some. And the reality is there's a numbers game here. The content of the channel reaches out to a very, very large number of people, and because of that large number of people, not everybody is going to be the greatest. So I do encounter some more often than I would like that I've got to kind of bring into reality a little bit, and I genuinely feel bad, and it pains me inside to do such things. But I want you guys all to know that if you end up being one of those people one more time, I'm really sorry that it happened, but it's the best decision for everybody. So anyway, now that I have my my little monologue taken care of there, I'm gonna try to weld this. I'm gonna try. You know what, let's do a test weld. Look, I got a welding table. It was at the Hazard Fraught store. Yeah, I'm gonna try a test weld on this piece right here. We'll see if it'll even work. If it'll work, I'll do it, and if it won't work, then, well, we'll have to come up with something else. So I'm just gonna throw a bead on that and see if it sticks. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We're gonna find out today. Begin bright weldiness now. Sure, that's a bead, that's gonna work. All right, let's do it. I'd like to make this thing stick, so we're gonna clamp it on right about there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to weld it right here, and maybe if I can get in there, I'll weld it in that little bottom corner down there, and I'll do the same thing on this other side here. Okay, safety squints yet again. This is all looking pretty good to my eyeball. Let's see what happens here. Shorten that little pokey bit. Oh, silly rabbit! I need to ground this out. I think that'll do it. Let's find out. Oh, I think we're on there. I believe that that's gonna do it. Let's buzz this other side on real quickly like. Yeah, let's get this one on there, and I think that's a successful re-engineering. Ow! I just left the clip on the table, and I was leaning on the table. I actually just caught some current. That was bad. I just shocked myself. One more. I think I got a winner. Yeah, that'll do. I'll take that. A little bit of protrusion through right there on that part, but I think it'll live. That is a clamp. Thank you, Captain Obvious. We did not realize that was a clamp. Good job, Ray, for telling us. Okay. So, what we've successfully managed to do here is create a new bracket. Make it shiny. We like shiny. It's not beautiful, but it's gonna work. All right, let's go throw this bracket back on, drop the pump in, tighten the pump down, then we'll get it filled with some coolant, make sure it still runs, and then we're good to go. Here, let's see, how am I gonna do this? All right, we're gonna lower this bad boy down into the hole a little bit. Now that we've got our nice order of operations going here, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let's pull this thing off to the side. There we go. Oh man, I'm dumb. I welded it on backwards. I didn't want it to go that direction. I did it so wrong. Hold that out. There we go. Let's get the two nuts. Yeah, we couldn't get those off. See how they've got those little blades in them right there? Those little blades were digging into the powder coating to lock the nut in position. Hey, yo, open that. It's cooler in here with the doors open. It rained. See you, brother. The more I reach it, the farther it goes. Yeah. I dropped it a second time. No, don't tell me to use two hands. I can't fit two hands in there. So we're using one hand. Keep it up, I'll fire you as a customer. Yeah. Not really, I won't. Click. Double click right there. Excelente. So, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. So what we need to do now is take this clamp apart. I'm just gonna take the nut off the end, open the clamp up, slide the unit in there, and then clamp it back down. Miniature little handheld ratchet. It's a lock nut, like a nylock nut in there. There's a nylon insert inside of that nut, so even if it's not tight, it acts as a gravity. It acts as a locking feature. Open that guy up. Get the cable through. I think we're good to go. That's in position. Cable's out of the way and the hoses are out of the way. Alright, switching out to the wobble drive 11 mil. We'll finish off this lock nut. Get this thing seated where it's supposed to go, just like so. Up, I bottomed out, ran out of socket. So we're gonna go back to the little ratchet deal, finish it off. That's looking pretty good from where I see it. What do you guys think? Is this a success, or my weld's gonna break off and I'm gonna have a pump in here flopping around, not doing anything? I don't want it super tight, I just want it to be held in position. I don't want to squeeze the body of the pump. Looks like I'm maxing out this clamp. I wonder if I should have tested that before I got started here, because we're almost maxed out. Look, a little bit more. There. Yeah. Booyah. We're good. Excellent. So, I'm gonna recover my 2x4. Give it one final looky-loo here. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty. And it looks factory. And you can't even tell it's a modified installation. I am super good with that. So let's put this thing back together. Bolts in it. And refill the cooling system. Mini clicks. Two more back in the corner over here. Last one here. Can you guys see? No. Bad, horrible cameraman. There. Alright, that's good. 2x4 is coming with me. Trash. And some coolant. We're ready to rock and roll. Chuck that over here. Let's do some pouring things over here. Let's see what we get. Alright, not much. Did not do much spilling of the coolant. I was mistaken on the coolant level. Thought it was lower than that. The reason we had to put a pump in this to begin with is that Vistone pump we had was leaking. So we ran out of coolant as it was. We refilled it after changing that first pump, or changing to the second pump. But then as we drove, that little line went down some, but I think we were just burping out some air. So I think we're good here. Let us fire this unit back up, check the pump for running, and then should be good to go here. Beginning engine starting sequence now. Close up supercharger. That's so pretty, look at it go. Oh, the little spinny horsepower bit. Nice. That thing back. There we go. Yeah, I feel the pump running. It's got vibrations. Let's shut down and key on, see if we can't hear it. Ding. Yep, she's a-going. She's chooching. Very good. Excellent. Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen. This particular unit repair has been completed. Let me know what you think about this tiny improvement in the comment section down below. I realize this is a whole YouTube video over a broken clamp or whatever. I get that, but that's what I was doing today. This has been on my list of things to do for quite some time, and I'm glad now it is done. Hey look, Aaron's truck is acclimating to Florida. It's getting dirt dauber nests inside of it. How fantastic is that? Nasty little creatures in there, disgusting things. Anyway guys, I've got nothing more to offer you in this video other than a thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about Power Stroke Tech Talk with A-Rod's Chevrolet truck. Yeah, that's right, it's a Ford guy with a Chevy truck. Everybody knows square wheel welds are better. But yeah, let me know what you think about A-Rod's truck in the comment section down below. Don't forget to engage that like and subscribe button. Check out Aaron's channel for some 6.7 Ford content at Power Stroke Tech Talk with A-Rod here on YouTube. I'll leave a link to him down in this video's description. See you guys over there. Have a great day. See you later in a video, in a Tahoe, in a transmission.